Hi everybody, so welcome to this video, and if you watched last week's video you'll see that we got our new chicks and we got them out in that pool, and Daniela drove really far to fetch them. They've been really great the first few days. It was so fantastic just seeing them live their best life, doing what they do, growing so quickly, eating, pooping, that's what they do. But then, a few days after that, some mysterious deaths started happening. Upon closer inspection we saw there were some bite marks, and something was definitely after them. We had this old camera that we put up on the roof of the barn, and this camera is from 10 years ago. We used it as a baby monitor, kids monitor, so it was basically like recording with a potato. We caught some grainy footage of something on it killing our chickens, and it seemed that we had a stoat, or as they say in Swedish, a hermelin. Hermelin? I don't know. So stoats are part of the family that includes weasels and ferrets. Stoats can also travel up to 70 kilometers in something like 2 weeks, and in something like a normal hunting routine they would travel up to 2 kilometers. They're highly mobile, super fast, and they are probably one of nature's perfect predators. Now, we love stoats because they kill rats and mice and snakes and things, and they're absolutely cute. They've got some interesting characteristics as well. They apparently turn white in winter for camouflage, and they're just really highly intelligent, but also super cute and amazing animals. So obviously we wanted to keep the stoat away. Now, we have some electric fencing that we're going to use out on pasture with an energizer, and but that's 50 meters of electric fence netting that needs to be grounded, so it doesn't really work well in a barn setting. So that night we put something together very quickly out of some wood we had lying around and some extra mesh that we had lying around, and just to cover up the pool to make sure that the chickens are at least safe. The glue's still drying, and we forgot to close up a piece. But still, the deaths kept happening, and it was an absolute slaughter. We ended up getting some newer cameras and putting them up in the barn, making it a total of 3 cameras we had watching just the chickens. So what used to be our home assistant dashboard here in the kitchen has now turned into a full-time chicken monitoring security station. And we have 2 cameras over here looking after the chicks. Alerts going on if there's movement and all that types of stuff. Lots of security going on here. So this stoat basically was just running through the chicken wire as if it didn't exist, as if it wasn't there. It didn't even pause for it. These things are so small. I've read accounts of them being able to slip through a wedding ring, obviously depending on male or female. It just really showed us how difficult it would be to keep this thing out. So that night it took another 6 chickens, making our total 12 chickens that it's taken already. That's not the kind of stuff you want to come to see in the morning. So because we didn't have any other mesh at that stage and it was late at night, we decided, let's just scare it off with the airsoft gun. The thinking was just to make it really uncomfortable for it to be around the chickens, and it being intelligent, maybe it would learn that it sucks to try and eat our chickens. So we would watch the camera feed, and the moment that we saw the stoat we would run out and take our airsoft gun and try and hit it. Obviously we knew it wouldn't kill it, but it would at least deter it or chase it away. But as with all things, we still need to sleep. And these things are, again, they're super fast, and it ended up taking yet another chicken. So when I got a chance, I went and I bought some finer mesh and also some traps. So I'm off again to go get smaller mesh wire. It took another chicken last night. It is amazing how that thing can get in. And I know people who's obviously dealt with it are going to be like, yeah, of course they do such things, and they're impossible. We hope this works. We keep trying, obviously. I mean, we want them, and ultimately we want to give these chickens a really good life, even though they're made for slaughter. I mean, our whole farm industry, especially on on the poultry, on the live, or these livestock, is predicated on the fact that we want to give them the best life possible for as short as they are on this earth, you know, until they go to slaughter. And yeah, them being huddled up in a pool, not being able to run away or something, is probably not the best life, and that's not what we're about. This mesh seemed to work really well. Had a tough time finding a spot to get in. It couldn't, but still we were wary, because this thing is so tiny. Like I said, you know, it was just a matter of time before it slipped through a hole and took a whole bunch more of our chickens. I think by that time in total we had lost probably 16 chickens to the stoat in just a few days. So with the new mesh, the stoat, like I said, it couldn't get in, and 2 or 3 days passed without any deaths, and we thought that it lost interest. You know, everything worked as planned. We kept making noise, chasing it away, couldn't get into the chicken coop or the brooder, and but we left the traps out. So according to the cameras, we had no attempts last night from the start. So either one of the traps got it, we've decided to move on. Let's go check. Yeah, so nothing in any of the traps. So we had some rain yesterday. That's the only change that happened. The only thing I can think of is that maybe it, for some reason, was somewhere else because of the rain or something, and overnighted somewhere else. But we'll keep a close eye on it today, and we'll see what happens. But it was really not interested in the traps. There was absolutely no indication of it even stopping and smelling the traps. So it was like they didn't exist at all to it. And then we walked in when we came back from town, and I heard like a lot of scratching, and we had caught this stoat. So, good news. It is absolutely super cute and lethal as like anything that I've seen before, or nothing that I've seen before. And I'm not gonna kill it, right? I can't. It's too cute, man. Now, like I've said before, we really like these animals, and we feel it's like super unfair to kill them. So we decided to go and release it. Now, finding a place to release the stoat was a little bit of research. Like I've said before, they've been known to travel really, really far. But how far can a stoat home? Do you get homing stoats? I don't know. Anyway, the internet doesn't really have a lot of stuff on that. But it turns out that some stoats have been tracked up to 16 hectares for males and 9 hectares for females. So it's relatively small areas that they move in. There has been some accounts of stoats being tracked up to like almost 50 hectares. So we decided like 10 kilometers away seems like a really good distance. So based on that, yeah, we took it 10 kilometers away to a really nice spot and released it there. So Madison's idea is she's gonna sit in the back in case it comes out. If that thing gets out, I'm writing off my car. So this is a beautiful place, 10 kilometers from our house, and it's absolutely stunning. Lots of views of beautiful lakes, some forest over there, and we feel this is a good spot to let Stoaty go. Time to release him. There it is. Oh, it's looking back. It's coming back.
Oh shit. I mean, hi.
Anyway, folks, so this has been quite the learning curve for me, and I'm just really glad we could let it go and not kill it, even though it's taken so many of our chickens. But it's been really cool, and well, it's been really cool to see it free here where it's not close to my chickens. So I hope it doesn't come back, but yeah, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, do all those lovely things. It's nice to see some support on the channel always. And yeah, tell us about your stoat stories if you have any. Last fun fact, stoat in Afrikaans means naughty. Anyway guys, catch you next time. Bye.